Good day, my friends. This is Bernard, seer for Judah. Today's video I am titling Seated in Heavenly Places. There is a verse in Isaiah chapter 63 verse 7 which says, I will recount the steadfast love of the Lord, the praises of the Lord, according to all that the Lord has granted us, and the great goodness to the house of Israel, which he has granted them according to his mercy, according to the abundance of his steadfast love. The Lord be praised. We are seated in heavenly places with the King. If you are a Christian, you can be certain of that. I, Bernard, have seen the evidence of this with my own eyes. As an example of this, I can tell you of a pastor who is still alive today. A pastor who is very dear to me. He came to me one time when I was bedridden in a hospital. And I had been asking for a priest because I felt that I needed the comfort of someone, from the church. And he showed up unannounced. Apparently someone told him that I was, sick and laying in bed. And he came to me. This same pastor I saw in a vision. And I understood that he was one of those seated in heavenly places. For I saw him as if it was an open vision. Here is a brief sketch of what I saw in this vision. Now, I was staying in Pennsylvania when I saw this vision. The pastor was seen looking towards the west, as you would when you would turn right. If you were actually to look straight to the picture and turn right, that person may seem to the viewer as if he's actually looking left, but he is actually looking right, as if to prefer right. For the Bible even says in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 2 that a wise man's heart is inclined towards the right. Now, mind you, it might seem to the viewer as if that person is looking left who has actually taken a right, as he views towards the front in the picture and takes a right. That person would then be seen looking westward, or to the viewer who sees it upon face value, it may look like he is looking left when he is actually looking right. But let's keep things in perspective to remind us how he or she, the person in the vision, ended up looking westward. Now, this form of doing things also accords with Isaiah chapter 43 verse 5, which says that from the west God will gather us, his people. I have given you the theory behind how these visions work. To my fellow seers out there, to the prophets and the prophetesses out there, don't be alarmed when you see someone looking westward in the vision. It is from the Lord, and it is his way of doing things. Now, in contrast to this, we see what happened at the time of Ezekiel in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 16. And there it reads, And he brought me into the inner court of the house of the Lord, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs to the temple of the Lord, and with their faces towards the east, worshipping the sun towards the east. Now the glory of the Lord comes from the north. We can pull that in scripture also. But as far as visions are concerned, we will always see the servants and handmaids of the Lord looking westward. As we have seen, this accords with scripture, but it is also according to a servant of the Lord who is able to hear from him, with a confirmed gift for seeing. Last but not least, I would like to remind all the viewers to consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. May the Lord be with you all.